went, well, about maybe 2 weeks ago, I went to a restaurant, and basically we did a the online order. We did an online order for the restaurant, and you would think that when you do an online order or an order on the app, whatever, when you go to pick it up, it's ready, and most of all, it's right. Just recently, we had ordered from a restaurant, which is kind of like Steak and Shake. We ordered from a restaurant, and when we first got there, we waited so we could be asked, hey, dining in, dining in, pickup, things like that. It took 15 minutes for someone to notice us, to even call to us, because there were so many people there. And we finally got our food, and we went in the car, and I was checking that if everything was in correctly. No, it wasn't correct. Maybe one thing out of the rest of the bag was correct, but the rest was not. So we go back in another 15 minutes waiting to get the right order. We still didn't get the right order. On top of that, when we were asked, well, is that the order? We were like, no, this is not the order. We showed our receipt. We showed what we ordered. And they were like, well, the cook is gone. How the fuck can you guys still be in service and yet your cook is gone? Mind you, people were being seated. So if your cook is gone, wouldn't it be the correct thing to say, hey, right now we're closing early due to the fact that our cook is gone? Suppose that. When we finally got our food, we noticed that a lot of employees were walking out. On top of that, we saw the employees counting the money. Mind you, people are still inside. That's when you're starting to close up shop. Mind you, this is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is not 8 or 9 o'clock when this place closes, when the regular times it closes. No. This is ridiculous. This is laziness. Some people say this is short staff. No, this is not short staff. This is like, obviously the manager is not in, or if the manager is in, he or she is doing a really bad job, because people are being seated. People are waiting for their food. People are being seated who just got in. People are trying to pick up their orders and they're not getting the right orders. It was ridiculous. People were leaving as people were still being seated. So I wrote down a complaint and everything. This happened 2 weeks ago. I wrote a complaint that day, with the store number and the hour we went in and so forth. And I wrote down everything to a T in great detail. Today I get a call from someone who is a representative of this restaurant. At first I thought it was some telemarketer or some robocall or something. They left a message, heard the voicemail message, they stated who they are, and I called them back. And they're like, it's just crazy. Just, this is not supposed to happen. Of course, when you do an online order, it's supposed to be right. And I say, yeah, this and that. Mind you, my order was cold. And on top of that, I was missing stuff part of that order. On top of that, I didn't say this into the thing because I wasn't sure what to think of, but they were counting money as people were being seated during the service hours. So I don't know if that's what they do initially, or maybe they were taking the money. I don't know. But he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Usually we'll have to see what's going on there with the training protocols, this and that. I'm deeply sorry. And the funny part, as he's talking, he sounded like he was in a panic. I don't see why he would be in a panic. But, I told him, what? To be quite honest, I don't know what happened either. We ordered, we got, we didn't get the stuff that we ordered. And when we did, it was like half, it was partial. My food was cold. They didn't get their sandwich until after. It wasn't good. And almost by the time we got our stuff, the rest of the stuff was cold. There's no reason for that. And I said, and he's like, it must have been a shift change. I said, no, everyone was leaving. No one was getting out. The cook was gone. People were still being seated, without being served their food. That's kind of something else. They're like, okay, we'll investigate into it. We'll figure it out. Until then, we'll refund your money. Can you give us the order number, the 10-digit order number, and so forth? So I'm gonna take a look out for that refund and so forth, because that's ridiculous. If you're paying, I'm not paying for half-ass work. If I order food, I'm expecting to get what I paid for. Not, not like, oh, this is what you paid for. No, I did not. I have here proof what I ordered, what I expected, and this and that. So, I don't know. I do appreciate them getting back to me. I honestly didn't think anything of it. I honestly didn't think I was going to get anyone back to me. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a refund or anything, but that's common courtesy. I mean, yeah, we effed up. We got to figure out why. So I don't think it was, during this time there is a lot of staffing shortages, something like that. But I don't think it was a staffing shortage. It was just laziness and a bunch of teenage girls who thought, whatever, I could do whatever I want. That's what that was. That's what I think. It is what it is.